Okay guys, this is the face spa demonstration, half face demo. Pete's our model, and here's the spa. Here's the way that you remove the little dude. It's like a little pressure button thing. And when you get it, you're gonna have two different heads. Use the big one that looks like a Nike footprint. We're gonna Nike footprint piece of Pete's face. So when you put it on, the front goes toward the window. And if you hear the distinctive click, it's on. You'd be surprised how many people will ask, why isn't it working? Trip it around until you hear the click. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, he's starting with a clean face, or no, I'm actually going to, he does have a clean face. I'm cheating just a little bit. He showered a few hours. Wash that I love to use is the Gentle Cleansing Tone with the age lock in it. So I'm gonna do this half of a face and just watch and see if you see any difference in his face. You may not, because he's been using the product for quite a while. And Pete, you let me know if the pressure gets weird. I know you will. You've never been shy about that. Okay, so I like to put the Gentle Cleansing Tone on a dry face because I believe that it articulates into the tissue a little bit better. Now you notice that I'm pushing upward and outward on his eyebrow, because what I want to do is push on this fat pad that's underneath the eyebrow. That's kind of the bumper car of the coconut, so that when we run into stuff, we're not giving ourselves a concussion every time. So after it goes into the tissue, as you can see, it kind of has. Pete, can you get up a little closer to the camera just real quick here? We'll just see, just lean forward for a sec. See if you notice a little subtle difference already, okay? Is that pressure okay, Pete?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And removing the product the same way I would put on anything else, with an upward and outward, except for right underneath the eye. We kind of want to go in and around and up. If you want to get real anal, don't worry about it. Just keep it simple. So I've got the face, the face here, the head on the spine. I'm going to come up close to the camera so you can see. Since I'm doing a half face, I'm going to do just the number 1 that lights up. I don't know if you can see that, for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to do the number 2 for 3 minutes. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. The NAPCA Moisture Mist, and you're going to want to have some gels. Now, the gels that come with the kit are these big, huge gels that I'm not going to demo today. I'm going to use the Hummingbird and the like because they're real handy, and I can just pop them in a bag. Now, they're not sold with the kit, and we're going to talk about this, but the reason this is on YouTube is because this is the stuff the FDA doesn't want us doing. They don't want us to say what it's actually able to do, which is to drive product into the tissue. And so basically, they're just counting on the fact that we're working energetically with the conduction gel. I personally think sometimes I get a better treatment when I use the old stuff, but the new stuff is so much less expensive, and it comes in those big, huge tubes. Sodium PCA, it's a hydrating mist that I'm going to put on the back of the conduction plate, and I'm going to ask Pete to put your right hand out, face up. I'm going to spray his hand. I'm going to set it on the number 1 treatment, and I'm going to ask you to touch it to the fat pad of your face. Okay, he got the 3 beeps. Now I will take command of it again. I'm getting my other hand wet, and quickly, before it times out, see it's flashing, I need to touch him so that I have a complete conduction. Now the reason I had him touch his face is because it did not have to go through my entire body to give the current that's appropriate for his skin. So he was able to get a direct current from his hand straight into his skin, his tissue on his face. So I'm going to go underneath the eyebrow, grab the eyebrow and kind of hold it. Okay, if you can just make sure your chin is tipped up just a little bit so I can get into the camera. Now I come up and I'm moving super slowly across the face. Very light, but I'm never breaking conduction. I'm not doing like a shaving motion where I come down and remove the object from his skin. I just continuously move it around and make make sure I come back behind the neck, or behind the ears on the neck and down. Our necks get real wrinkly when we get older. Necks can accumulate a lot of fat pockets, and we're able to really, here's why the feds actually told us to get rid of the current spa that we had here in the United States and get it reclassified as a Class 2 medical device, because it actually does do some cool stuff. From a medical perspective, it literally is helping with lymphatic drainage, and the energy goes in through all the dermal tissues and helps to give it a lift, a plumping, and create a more homogeneous distribution of the fluids in the tissue. So you don't have wrinkles and depressions causing a, like a beaver dam. So your blood and your tissue can flow, and you have toxins being able to be released. Works like a champ. Now, what we have just done with this negative polarity, it beeped long, and I don't know if you heard it, then it beeped, it beeped one long, and then it beeped 3 times solidly, letting me know I'm done with this particular negative treatment. We've driven this stuff into the tissue that's going to encapsulate with the negative polarity, the debris, the toxins, and the dirt, blackheads, you know, the sebum and junk, and it just encapsulates it in a negative polarity, so when we flip it around to a positive, guess what? It draws it out like a magnet. So I'm just going to do a quick wipe, not an intensive cleanse, and never a wash. Pressure okay again? Okay. Generally, before you start, you're supposed to ask if they're pregnant or if they have mental implants, that sort of thing. I kind of broke the rules here. I'm breaking the rules all over the place, but I'm showing you guys how to get a fabulous result. Okay, so now comes the treatment, and this treatment gel actually has ageLOC in it. In the larger tubes, you're going to have the ageLOC gel that they say to put on. It's a mask, it's a gel mask. I kind of like to put it on and use it with the device in the second setting. Don't tell anybody. I'm just putting this on YouTube, so nobody will know, right? And if they tell me to take it down, you're going to know why. FDA compliance stuff, guys. We want to be compliant. We definitely want to be as compliant as we can possibly be, because we don't want to be shut down like so many other companies. Okay, so I'm going to go to my number 2 setting because I'm only doing half his face, so I need half the time. So instead of a full face with a 10-minute treatment, I'm doing half face with a 5-minute treatment. So once again, Pete, we're going to ask you to put your hand up. No, the other hand, please. And then touch it to the fat pad of your face. Again, got 3 beeps. He's doing good. Why I say he's doing good is because when you get the 3 beeps, that means that the tissue has the capacity to receive the full, if you will, dose. It beeps once, twice, or thrice as it self-adjusts to your particular skin that particular day. So if it only beeps once, your skin might be a little bit dehydrated, right? It might need a little bit more work. He's been using the ageLOC Me device, which is just unbelievable. Now, the correct movement, if you wanted to get Pete, can you tilt your chin up just a little? Thank you, sweetie. The way that you would want to do it is from the outside of the eye, under the eye, and in, because that's the way the muscle grows. But I'm telling you what, there's a lot of people that just rub it around and they still get results. You don't have to be crazy and anal with this. So, this is the first face treatment he's ever had with the facial spa. He's been using the ageLOC Me, the internal product, and got really ridiculous results. And most of you who know me have seen those pictures, and we could tell a difference just with him using ageLOC Youth in the way his skin and hair started to just rebound. A lot more happened. Now, you probably can't see this from where you are, but what I see is all kinds of white gooey stuff starting to appear on the skin. And what that is the stuff that was so deep down in the pores that was never getting drawn out, that's now coming to the surface, and we're just going to be able to wipe it away. At the same time, we're driving in the age-lock ingredients, which stops aging at the genetic source. So his main areas have been right by the outside of the eye. He's a cyclist, so he spent lots of time getting a lot of wind and sun damage. So I'm going to pin and hold. Okay, right there. Good job. And so that's what we do. Thank you, Pete, for doing that, because whatever is important to the client or the customer is where we want to focus the attention of the face spa. Now it's beeping once every 5 seconds to let me know we're in our last 30 seconds. And we're just about ready to. Okay, very good. We're done with this face spa. I will immediately turn it off by clicking till it's dark. And then the back, I'm going to remove the head by pressing the little vacuum button, right? I will clean this up. I will not store it with the head on the device because it drains the battery so much more quickly. And I've made that mistake a few times. So I'm wiping the gel off. Doing okay? Mm-hmm. Pressure okay?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm going to get behind him and use my fingers as, I call it braille. I'm going to just be feeling the tissue. After you get done with a face spa treatment, you definitely want to put on whatever kind of serum and then moisturize. Always moisturize because you just drawn everything out. The serum, we've got a number of serums in a lot of different price ranges for a lot of different skin types. The serum that we have been using, that I'm advocating and that he's going to use today, is in the age-lock Me device. And I have one battery loaded here, and it is already set for the daytime. So Pete will just put his hand in the little.
I'm just doing this one side.
Yep, doing that one side. And he's using the camera as a mirror. Thank you for this. So he's just going to be rubbing this into his skin that's recently had the spa treatment, which what this does is it opens up the tissue, and while it's all open like that for the next 24 hours, anything you put on it can be up to 150% more absorbed into the tissue. Now with the age-lock Me, because of the micro layering, that can be up to 300% more absorbed into the tissue. So who knows what we're going to get here. And that, my friends, is a facial spa demo.